Anyways, how to land my first client? Specs. Someone asked how to land my first client.
All right, where is this? Where's this question coming in? Oh,
Uh,
here.
yeah. In the chat of this channel.
How to land your first client? Oh man, that's such a complex
Uh,
answer. So I'm gonna give it a simple, complex question. I'm gonna give it a simple answer. Um, I'd say consistent outreach and not just one domain, not just like IGDMs or cold emails, or don't just choose one. Try to do all of them and consistent, nonstop.
Hell yeah.
Um, that's all the advice I could really give you right now. I can go way into depth about that, but to keep it short, just literally just don't stop and
Exactly, bro.
and outreach everywhere.
And I would even say test things and don't be afraid to walk away from certain methods that aren't working. That's how I got my first client. I was doing when I was when I was transitioning from blog articles to copywriting, I had zero copywriting clients. So what I did was I got my blog writing clients from Upwork. So I still kept doing Upwork, but for copywriting. And I added cold emails, I added cold DMs on IG, LinkedIn, Facebook. I did everything. And then at some point, Upwork worked better for me. Like I got my first client off of LinkedIn, and then I got Ty from Upwork and and from there I got a lot of other clients from Upwork. Then I also got clients from cold email. So you know, just walk away from strategies that don't work. Because I have also done like IGDMs and I sent like hundreds of them and never really got any success. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna double down on Upwork because it seems to be working better. And so that's kind of my tip. What's up, everyone? Yo, Ronnie's on the call. What's up, Ronnie, bro? How you doing? We got Captain with I made a sales page for my client, and how do I ask her to add the payments in the sales page I created? Do I need to create one more on her software? I'm confused. Plus, is there a way I can transfer the ownership of the sales page I created to my client? I created an asset. Dude, you probably created it in your account, so you need to go into her account and build out the sales page, build out the funnel in her account. Because she cannot use this. This is going through your account. So if you receive if this sales page receives payments, it's going to be for you. And ideally, you want to, you know, link the payments to kind of her payment processor, which automatically happens if you, for example, if you use Go High Level, you can automatically connect it to Stripe and those sorts of things. So yeah,
Yeah, ideally you don't want a scammer.
ideally, and don't and not be scammed too.
Yeah.
Spec, someone says imagine getting payments from her product. What is your take on this as an IPGA kind of agency owner, if you will?
So getting payments from her product, that's actually what commission is. But if you were to link your own, like your own PayPal with her product, then yeah, you'd be getting all the money, but I don't think they'd be getting the product. So that would be like ultimate scamming.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. But commissions so for me personally, how I prefer to get paid now has changed over the last 2 years. So now I don't go for I go for very low retainers with I aim for as highest commission as I can negotiate.
Mm.
That's what I go for now. So retainers for some form of consistency and stability, and
Mm-hmm.
then commissions to like actually get like bring the money in.
All right, yo, PK, you make some loud noises, bro. Can you mute yourself?
Thanks, man.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Yeah, dude. I mean, that's really the process. Because you got both of them. You got the stability of a retainer, and second, you got um, the scalability, I would say, of commissions or profit share or whatever, right? So that is really the that's really the key. A lot of times, especially if you're a beginner, tend to offer commissions, and then a lot of times people get scammed because they don't really understand how to really negotiate that. So people would be like, or clients would be like, yeah, we're going to do commissions, whatever. And then you never get the payouts for the commissions. So that's something you need to be careful of. But if you're working with a legit client, they pay you legit commissions. It's actually a pretty good way to scale. Because what I like to do currently is I'm more on the retainer side of things because that gives me more predictability, and then I can kind of plan better and structure things. And I have the ability to just calculate like what's going to be the revenue and how can I like maybe get even more help on my projects, because that's really the next step. I feel like a lot of people don't talk about this, but there's like a certain there's like a certain limit as to how many projects, how many clients you can take on. And once you hit that limit, dude, at some point you will have to get help with client work from another copywriter. You're going to hire someone, you're going to get someone to help you. And I've been there a couple times. And so, maybe to get the foot in the door, a one-time project is cool. But for me, like I like to go more in the retainer side of things. And then long term, if you can negotiate a profit share on top of that, dude, you're that's the perfect thing you can do.
A quick side note I just like to say is it depends on where you are in your copywriting journey. If you don't have any client results at all, I think just go for commissions because they're not
Yeah.
really losing out. You're not, and even if you don't get them any results, at least you didn't waste their money. And it's
Yeah.
also easier to get a client on commission only. Now, after you have gotten at least a few clients on commission, you have a lot more experience. And that's when you can start charging maybe a setup fee, maybe
Mm-hmm.
some lower retainers plus commissions. Maybe you don't want to go with commissions and only want to do higher retainers.
Mm-hmm.
It's also beneficial for the business owner. They don't want to do commissions all the time. A lot of people think, oh, businesses would only want to do commission because they want to risk their money. That's not true. If you have proven results, then they actually don't want to be on commission with you because they're just going to lose out on more money. They want to be on just
Yeah.
a retainer with you.
Yes. That's why you go with low commissions at first, because people are okay with giving up very low margins, but giving up any type of margins, like on a percentage basis, that's usually like for a business. Like I wouldn't, if I hired someone right now to help me with something, I would be more open to negotiating a retainer that works for the both of us versus a high profit share deal. Because then I'll be like, dude, if my business makes 10K and he gets 20% profits, I'm paying 2K. And if my business makes like 50K, like I'm paying him 10K now. And like, you know what I mean? It's like it's almost like taxes. That's why people hate taxes, because the more you earn, the more you have to pay. And so it's the same with profit share. So a lot of times you will be actually on the safer side charging commissions, but at first to get a foot in the door, just as Spec said, man, low commissions kind of is the move, and then or anything that's related to that. What I also like to do is if you have like nothing to lose, you can offer like free trials for like a very short time. I wouldn't do like 3 months or something crazy like that, like maybe 7 days or so, or like a one-time project that could be like a very low price, or a money-back guarantee that also gives you a lot of, or like takes off the risk off of your offer. But yeah, those are really the ways. Um,
Rex has a question there for you, Kevin.
right, right. Hi, Kevin. I have one question. If you get the first two or three clients after that, you have to do outreach or not? It depends, bro. If the clients are, keeping you really busy, and I mean, you gotta think of it logically. There's only 24 hours in a day. You want to dedicate, obviously, you want to dedicate some good chunk of that into your business, but I wouldn't recommend just taking on clients as much as you can and then working like 16 hours a day, because that's not really sustainable. Um, there's other people who might have other opinions on that, but logically speaking, like you just kind of look into your situation. It's like, okay, I got 3 clients right now, for one of which I spend around 20 hours a week. The other one I spend around 15 hours a week, and then the other one maybe another 10 or whatever. And then you'd be like, I'm pretty swamped with projects right now, so does it even make sense for me to do any more outreach if I'm spending so much time with my clients? And then the question is, are you satisfied with your income that you get from these clients? If the answer is yes, then bro, you're chilling. You can, kind of make a income, like you can keep on your income with these clients and just work for them, get the experience under your belt. And at some point, obviously, you can go back to outreach, scale clients, or like get new clients that pay you more money and drop the other ones that don't pay you as much money. And that way you kind of work yourself up. That, in my opinion, is the process. Um, for me personally, there was a time I was juggling five or six, I think six clients at a time, which two of which were one-time projects, um, and the other ones were retainer slash hourly rate as well. I've worked on all types of contracts or projects that you can imagine: hourly rate, one-time projects, retainers, what else? Commissions. So that you just got to find what's best working for you. And for me, that was really hectic. Five or six clients, even though two of them were just one-time projects. So technically, it's like you just do the work and you're finished. Um, but yeah, dude, that was when I realized I cannot take on any more clients. And if I decide to then take on more clients, I need to drop some of them so they can make space for new clients. Or that's the other route. You hire someone to help you with client work, which was the route that I went with. And I would say that a lot of people will tell you that it's so much headache because now you got to train someone. But if you can get really good talent, right, that is already pretty good. You only need to train them on your clients, for example, because they are already good copywriters, right? And you have proof for that. Then it's not that hectic. It's not like you need to teach them copywriting from scratch, right? Obviously, that would be like fucking insane. But yeah, that's kind of my experience, man.
Something I'd like to add to that is also quality of clients too.
Too.
Lots of
Yeah.
clients that actually they suck to work with. They're just they're oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I don't like working with them at all. So that's when you would do outreach, continue to do outreach, but to people you would actually like to work with in an industry you would like to work in.
Yeah. Absolutely, dude. Because like all copywriters are like what I like to call being horny for clients, and then they just take on any fucking project, but then they realize it's like, dude, I'll be better off not taking on that client because it's such a headache. And then it's like, everyone's like thinking having a lot of clients is dream state because it equals a lot of money, but they need to understand like you got some people, you work with them. These are just human beings, bro. Like if there's girls out there ghosting you and other girls out there fucking replying to you in like 2 minutes, that's the same with clients potentially. Like you would have clients that will like, reply to you after a week or so because they are so busy or whatever, right? And you're on the contract with them, you're working with them, but they just take fucking ages to respond. Then you will have clients who will be like message you like every other hour. So you got to see what's really working best for me. For me, to be honest, like if a client only messages me like a couple times a week, I'm good with that. I don't need a client who's like messaging me every hour or so. So there's two. It's a kind of a double-edged sword. So yeah,
Also, they respect your time too. They say things like, "Hey man, are you free sometime this weekend?" Like it's thank you for your time. I really do appreciate it, and things like this. They just respect you way more. The higher quality clients do.
yeah, true, true. Um, dude, I see there's a lot of questions coming in, so I think we gotta step up. We gotta speed up a little bit here. Hey Kevin, I'm just wondering when you're creating a sequence, do you have to plan slash map out what emails should be sent within it, just to navigate where you want your audience to go? When you're creating a sequence, yes, absolutely, 100%. That's what email marketing basically is. Um, Kind of getting your ideal customer through the journey to buying. And then obviously a welcome sequence is different structured than an upsell sequence or an abandoned cart sequence. So to make it really briefly, I don't want to jump into like too much detail. A welcome sequence is the first sequence that a lead will potentially have a connection with your brand. So what you want to do is you want to have more awareness with the brand, more touch points, and more emotional connection. How you can do that? You can connect them to more sources of communication. So if they, opt in with from your emails. You can send them to your social media. You can send them an email, be like, hey, follow us on Instagram, follow us on YouTube, follow us on TikTok. You'll see a lot of e-commerce brands already do that, and that's the reason for it. If you are already top of mind in your customers or in your audience's head, then you're just much more likely to spend money on them. That's just the way it is. That's why Nike or big other businesses like McDonald's or Coca-Cola are still running ads, because they always want you to be like, they always want their brand to be top of mind for you. So that's the thing. Welcome sequence, more like connection building. Send them to social media. Send them to some videos, some valuable content that you've made, a podcast, blog articles, anything works. Then you give them even more free value through the emails themselves. So you give them lessons on something they can learn, or just something really cool that they like. That is kind of the welcome sequence that, people first get in touch with your brand and they have a positive experience with your emails, right? That's warming them up and setting them up for future emails. That's where the upsell sequence come in. So that's a little bit later down the line. Once they're already kind of warmed up, you sell them some of your products. First, you do that by giving them value and then selling. And later down the line, because they're more aware, you can go more and more hardcore, or more on the hard selling part, be more persuasive, go more deeper into testimonial marketing, and use other angles that are just more persuasive. A bandit card sequence is a different one. We don't know exactly where the lead is coming from. They could come from cold Facebook ads. They could come from warm, organic Instagram traffic and have been following you for 6 months. So what you want to do with the abandoned cart sequence is not assume where your customer comes from, but rather take a look at your product and your funnel, and then handle all types of objections that might come to their mind. Because the number one thing that you need to understand is that the lead was already one step away from buying. So there was something in his head keeping them away from buying. Now we want to find as many triggers or as many of these things that we can eliminate with different emails, so that we, at some point get them to buy. So if it was the price, and in the first email, we eliminate the objection of experience, right? We tell them, hey, I'm qualified enough to teach you this. Well, that wasn't the objection they had, so they won't convert in the first email. Second email, price objection. We're telling them, hey, all right, the price might be a little bit too high. Here's a 20% discount. Boom, now they buy. Now we got the objection. Now we found the spot that they had an objection in. And that's what you want to do with all types of emails in abandoned cart sequences. So a little bit of an email sequences masterclass here as well. Specs, maybe you also got a few ideas on this.
Actually, no, I was paying attention to chat.
All right.
But you covered a lot. You covered a lot, though. Not much more I can say. Can I answer the next question, Kevin?
Yeah, go ahead, bro. I will do a
So,
Instagram
Captain.
story real quick.
All right. So, Captain, suppose I write for a client and we agree to commission, but how do I track that? Don't have access to her list nor sales page. I sent emails in Docs. So you do kind of need access to their software to see it yourself. Otherwise, you can just ask them what their KPIs are. What are the conversion rates of the current sales page she's using? And to see the current sales page she's using, and maybe you can make some improvements to it or rewrite the whole thing. It depends. You're only writing emails in Docs, so that's kind of a bad sign. And if she doesn't want to give you access, that's a huge red flag. That's really bad, actually. And personally, I wouldn't work with them further. I just move on to other projects and other clients, because you need access to also do the email marketing side of things. Unless they're a big team where they have an in-house email marketer, you are also, as a copywriter for smaller businesses, you are also the email marketer. So you have to create the lists, create the segments, and make sure you're sending emails to the right type of audience and so on. So then it's important for you to get access. If she doesn't want to give you access, then move on, in my opinion.
Yeah. It also shows that they're just not as serious about you. And you always want the client to take you seriously, because otherwise, you'll get scammed. They won't really pay you. They will ghost you if you're just going to do a project for them. They will ghost you out of the blues. Stuff like that can happen. So that was that Flexi's question? Do I need to ask them, or was it suppose
That was Captain.
Captain.
Yeah, like 10 minutes ago. He asked.
Okay. But it's kind of the same questions here. So yeah, tracking sales for commissions. That's an advanced one. When I bring a copywriter in my team and I drop him some projects like building a landing page or email sequence, trying to scale building a team, How much percent should he take? That's up to you. That's up to your sales skills. People always ask me those sorts of things. It's like, it's up to you, bro. You can, they're like, how much should I charge for an email? How much should I charge for a landing page? Bro, it's up to you. Like, if I'm in a position where I have $0 in my bank account and I got a potential client in front of me, and it's like, I'm pitching him a sales page for like 1K, and he's like, I don't have 1K. I can pay you $500, but I don't have 1K. Would you turn it down realistically? Probably not. And so it's like, obviously you don't want to sell yourself short and be like writing sales pages for $50. Like, there's no point in that. If you're really with your first client, I would probably have taken a sales page for $50 back then, just to have a case study. And then I would ask, okay, I'll take the $50, but I want to make a case study out of this and I get a video testimonial. That's what I did at first. Like, with the first couple clients that I worked with, it was commission only, where I didn't really receive any money. But at least I got video testimonials. At least I got sample emails from real clients that I sent to real lists. And I got at least a few case studies. So that's the same with building your team, bro. It's like, how much are you ready to spend? How much is the person charging? Can you find middle ground in between? And then that's just negotiation, right? There's no, oh, it should definitely be only 10% because that's a golden rule. And if you do more than 10%, you're bound to go bankrupt with your business. You know what I mean? It's like, that's not how it works. Which one was this? I read for, okay, good question. So a lot of people were interested in this, actually. There's some fucked up guys just mad at sharing things. And if I ask, they are like burned. Brother asked a very good question. Dude, a lot of you guys were interested in that question. I'm glad Specs could answer it that well. Can you guys do a video where you review proposals sent by freelancers on your job posting on Upwork? I don't have open positions right now. I do have old positions where I was hiring on Upwork, and there are a bunch of proposals. I'm reviewing proposals of copywriters, or I did, in Upwork Domination Club, which also is one of the offers that you can see in the programs channel. We had coaching calls where I reviewed proposals, and the recordings are still there. So there's a lot of value there. I think we did 14 recordings. But I have never actually reviewed proposals from other freelancers. I could do a video about that. Yeah, why not? My mind goes blank when starting out. So it takes me 1 hour to write, edit, and repeat things for a single piece of copy. Okay, I found a method that summarizes your entire email into 1 to 3 line before writing, but I haven't actually implemented it yet. So maybe if you've got something better under your belt, you can answer it. With spending less time for your copy, honestly, I just like to use ChatGPT. And here's the hack that I recently found with using ChatGPT. That's pretty cool. I've shared it to some of the ECM members in my group coaching program. If you write copy for a personal brand, it needs to be super like on brand. So that way you get the brand voice side of things handled as well. For example, I write new ad copy for Thai. I did that and I used this and it was pretty good. What I get is for example, ad videos from Thai. So I'll have a video of him speaking, like talking something for like 2 minutes, talking about an offer, even 4 minutes. I did that with 4-minute ads. So it was a pretty long video. So what I did was I ran the video through a transcription software, and it transcribed the entire video from him. Then I took that, put that into ChatGPT. I let the subscription software transcribe myself, and I was like talking to the mic and basically telling ChatGPT like, yo, like basically like speaking out my prompt instead of writing it out, because that's just faster. One hack that I can give you right now is don't spend as much time writing your prompt out. Just speak it into some transcription software and use the transcript, put it into ChatGPT. It will understand exactly what you're saying. So I transcribed my voice being like, okay, ChatGPT, I'm a copywriter and I'm writing ad copy for Tai Lopez right now. We have, let's say, 5 ad videos from Tai Lopez promoting one offer. What I need from you is I'm going to give you the transcript of it so that you know the content of it. And what I need from it is, with the ad videos, I'm going to write ad copy that matches the offer, the ad, and the entire product. And what I need you to do is, according to the content of the ad script, write ad copy that is around, let's say, 150 to 200 words long, that is as close to the actual brand voice of the transcript itself, so that you don't just rewrite it completely, well structured. And then I might give it a structure, like for example a hook in the beginning, transitioned over to maybe a problem, then to the solution, authority, call to action, something like that. Like I give it a simple structure, and then I'll be like, give me three different examples, or three different like samples, and then it will give me like ad copy that is pretty close to what Ty said. It's very congruent to the offer. It's very congruent to the ad script, and it's congruent to the brand voice. And then I can just take a look at it and be like, okay, this I like this, and maybe like this sentence I can replace with something else. And then it's just myself going in, replacing it. Takes like 10 minutes. All of this process is done in 15-20 minutes. You can use that to do emails as well, because, for example, Ty had an Instagram reel recently. I took the reel, and I basically used almost word by word what he said, and I formed it a little bit so that it made sense for an email with the, hey, Kevin, this, and that, and a hook. Then I used the reel, a couple call to actions, whatever, right? It was an event. It was for the marketing mastery that is happening right now, the pool party. And that's it. That was the email. I just literally took a reel, kind of transcribed it, if you will, and just turned it into an email, and it didn't take me that long. So the real process is find content from your client that you can recreate into copy. Use ChatGPT to make your life easier. Edit the things with your own brain, which takes a little bit of your brain power, yes, but you will have to use your brain if you want to be a copywriter. And then turn it into your desired piece of copy. That's my real tip here. Imagine getting Kevin or Specs reply to this before GTA 6. That's hilarious. Okay, someone asked you a question actually here. Info product can be anything, right? As in fat loss, dropshipping guide, anything as an information. Yeah.
Yeah, I answered that in chat.
Okay.
Here's
Cool.
another one here. When writing for ecom, I feel more limited when trying to come up with angles and how to promote the product time after time. Are there any tips to think about with ecom versus live events, coaching courses, etc.? I actually think that they are very similar to each other. There's no real difference except for the nature of the product, which is one is info, one is physical. Otherwise, I think the psychology behind marketing and writing for each of them are actually the same. And for finding angles on how to promote it, this is, again, going back to GPT. So I use GPT so much. It's crazy how much I use GPT. And I think you can, a lot of these questions, not like you have to think about the questions you guys are asking, because a lot of them.
Did.
Shit, bro, you scared me.
Hold on a sec.
I got to server mute.
A lot of the questions you guys are asking can just be asked in GPT. Now, in using GPT as your own personal mentor. And what I mean by that is, let me just give you an example. I told GPT I weigh this much, I want to weigh this much in like 12 weeks, and these are the foods I eat, these are the foods I don't eat. Give me like a fitness program, like a diet that I can follow, and here's my schedule, and this is when I work, this is when I work out, and I just gave it a shit ton of information. Now it's my fitness coach, right? Even though I am a fitness coach, but like, now it's my fitness coach. And I will tell it, the different products my client has, what product is best to be upsold after this product. And then it gives you answers, but its answers will be shit. So you give it feedback and you tell GPT, yeah, but I don't like this. You're assuming certain things, don't do that. And you just try to give it feedback, and you prompt it and you prompt it and you prompt it, and you just keep going over and over. And it becomes this giant GPT chat of just information that you just keep reading and gaining. And I personally have GPT-4. I think it's one of the best investments I've ever made. That is a type of question that I think you can just ask GPT. You tell GPT, hey, here's the product. I'm looking for angles. It knows what angles is. You don't have to explain what angles are to it. right? It knows what a unique mechanism is. It knows all these terms. And you just tell it, give me angles, like email angles. Don't write the emails, but give me email angles. And it'll give you a shit ton of information. And a lot of the times when you're reading GPT, specifically copywriting and marketing related, you will an idea will pop into your head. Like, oh,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, that's an angle. That's an angle right there. And then you like write it down. Like I'll write it in my phone on WhatsApp to myself. And I will legit like write an email in 4 minutes, 5 minutes, because it just flows. And then afterwards I'll go and add shit and change it and make the words better and it'll flow better and then I'll edit it, right? But the bulk of the email I wrote in 3-4 minutes because I just have all this information in my head already. It's about like getting it out there.
Absolutely,
So,
dude.
but I guess the main point of what I just said is like start using GPT for like fucking everything.
Yeah.
Like seriously, just use it as much as possible. It's insanely powerful.
Dude, and especially to that sentence, bro, it's a perfect transition. I have a quick story on how much you should use GBT, all right? And it will blow your mind. Um, I guess. First day I came to Copenhagen, dude, I was traveling 16 hours that day with bus. I was dead. 1 a.m. I started, I started hopping on the bus 1:40 a.m. And I came to Copenhagen, it was like 6 p.m. the next, or like that day, but like throughout the night and then the entire day I was traveling. So I came to Copenhagen, I was dead. Got a message from the marketing director, Kaspari. He said like, "Hey, Ty wants to watch a movie with you," because there was another person who also came from the team who had just arrived that day. And I was like, "Shit, bro, I'm dead," but like, okay, let's do it. And then we went to dinner. That's not the entire point, but we went to dinner. Um, Obviously he pulled up with some chick. Anyways, we were sitting there talking about something, and like Ty loves to talk about history and stuff like that. And like whenever there was something, a discussion about history, politics, something that needed some proof on like data, right? He was like, "Wait a minute, let me ask ChatGPT." And like this would happen almost every 5 or 10 minutes. Every time we were discussing something and we were talking about something very specific, he would pull up his phone and be like, "Let me ask ChatGPT," and he would ask ChatGPT about anything, like when was this and that war, or what's the difference? We were talking about Islam because the other guy from our team was someone who was like a Muslim, and we were talking about different I don't even know how to call it, but like in Islam, there's different belief systems. He was asking that. Like he would ask any type of question, ChatGPT, and that goes back to whenever we have a company meeting with the entire company and Ty is there. He always suggests to ask ChatGPT. So I get a lot of questions myself in my inbox, in my DMs, whatever, about things where I'm like, dude, that's a GBT question. Just ask ChatGPT. You'll get an instant answer, and it will be probably even better than mine. Like, so literally go get into the habit of using ChatGPT more and just asking it things. Like if you need to brainstorm things, GBT is the best tool on earth to brainstorm. When I want to launch a new offer, or when I want to launch a new offer for, or when we want to launch a new offer for Ty, what we do first is ask ChatGPT. We, as I said, text to speech, or speech to text, like transcription. We just put a voice memo on ChatGPT, explain everything about our current sales funnel, about our current offers, and suggest what we currently have as an idea. And then like just give us an opinion, and then we know what direction we can go. ChatGPT is awesome for that. Another big fact or another big thing that Specs just mentioned was you need most people treat ChatGPT wrong. They just think it's this magical thing where you just copy paste something, tell it, "Hey, do it better," and then you get world class copy out of it, and all of this happens in 2 minutes. That's not how it works. ChatGPT needs to be treated like an actual assistant, like an actual intern, like an actual employee that you talk to, that has in mind, that has like, that can mold things, that can work on things, that can improve things, that the first prompt, the first chat, the first message you give it, the first prompt you give it, it's not going to be perfect. Probably 5 or 10 prompts in, it's not going to be perfect still, but it will be better and better the more you can like kind of show ChatGPT your intention, what you want to do with it. So that's extremely important. And since this was for ecom, I just saw that we have Tony on. Tony joined here as well. What's up, Tony? By the way, I've known Tony for a
What's
little
up?
bit.
What's up, boys?
What's up, bro? Someone asked a question about ecom. Do you feel comfortable answering, or
Let me just check that question. What was it? Because I've been reading the chat. Um,
no worries, bro? I was just thinking because Tony, by the way, for context, Tony has been working in the e-commerce space for a minute and with some big brands, and so he's probably even a he's a
Brain right. All right. So when writing for e-com, I feel more limited when trying to come up with angles and outperform the product time after time. Are there any tips to think about with e-com versus live event coaching course, etc.? All right. So for this, I would say I heard Spec said that it's quite similar to info product in the marketing sense, which is very true. Actually, you don't need to think too much about new angles or everything. The good thing with ecom is that you can really, I would say repeat the angles you use, but just rephrase it as much as you can. As long as it's working, you can do that. Like for example, with one of my clients that sell cat toys, we use like the depression angle, and we use it a lot, and it still works. Like it's one of the best angle we have right now that's working crazy. There is some emails we're making thousands of euros on certain emails, and that just literally crazy. I just changed like a few things. Like for example, I can say, these habits make your cat depressed, and then put the product as the solution. And there is other stuff where I just basically just go a little bit deeper. And the thing with ecom is the same with info. Like sometimes just make a value based email with a soft selling CTA, for example, and it's still working because the thing you should also, I would say, have like more segmentation than info product actually, but nonetheless, it's just like quite similar, and just like I would say, use the angles that work the best, and just change stuff in it. Like don't repeat your emails, don't be repetitive, but you can use the same angle over and over as long as it's working.
perfect, man. Yeah, I think that's golden. Ecom is still a little bit different. What from my experience, how ecom is different to info product is an info product is something you can't really like hold in your hand, for example, or you can't really see. It's like a course, it's like an ebook. It might be a book. Okay, cool. Yeah, technically
Yeah.
that's a physical info product. But like with ecom, you're usually selling physical products, and the focus is like on the product itself a little bit more than like anything around it. Obviously, there's benefits. There is, it removes pain. It does all these things as well. Like maybe it elevates your authority or whatever, right? If you like wear a Rolex or some shit like that. But
Yeah.
ecom, the focus is very much, I would say, on the product itself. So a lot of things that are dominant are also like images and designs and pictures like that. Like for example, if you're selling clothes, obviously, you can talk about how fucking good the cotton is and like whatever, right? The what the clothes are made of, the fabrics. But people want to see at the end of the day, people want to see what they're gonna wear. So I would say show don't tell with ecom is also very important. Show the images, show the products themselves, and market through that. But then also powerful copywriting goes hand in hand with that, right?
Yeah, that's true. Like you said, there is like the design that goes, that's just very important actually. But there is like also a type of email you can do, not too often because not everyone want to read these kind of emails because they feel like it's info products, but it's what we call founders email, which is basically like it's the founder or the co-founder send an email to the list, and you can suggest like maybe a new deal that's coming up, promotion, maybe like a product launch, stuff like that. And it works very well because it feels more personal. But when you're trying just to pitch the product like as usual, you can make it like very short and punchy, just like with the design. And I would say like it's mostly image, deck copy, a few credibility, like social proof credibility, and then after that, a few bullets, and that's it.
Yeah, that sounds good, man. That's golden for anyone really probably in the e-commerce space. I saw Ronnie also here, like Komova Ronnie. We have two Ronnies now on this call. What's up, my guy? How you doing? I've known Ronnie for a minute as well. Um, Dude, it seems like we have a lot of messages here. I'm trying to find all those questions. We'll probably do this call until like 4 p.m. CET, so like 20 more minutes. Because after that I need to actually be somewhere else as well. But it's pretty fun. So what I've planned was, but just for context, that I'll do these like once a month on a weekend like this, Saturdays, so we're in the afternoon around my time, where it's like in between time zones. Because right now it's probably like in the evening, like maybe 8, 9 p.m. in like places like Asia. And then it's like more so in the morning in like America and like afternoon in Europe, so that we get like the most time zones in. And just, monthly Q&A or whatever call where we just talk about copy and discuss a few things. We also have a lot of other advanced people here, like, as I said, Specs, Tony, Ronnie, a few others from the ECM program. So yeah, man, that's definitely pretty cool. Let me see what else was asked, because I think there are still a bunch of questions here. For how long, days or weeks, to judge and analyze the data of the email CRM conversion rate, open rate sales? In 45 days, supposing we sent them 3 emails per week, value sales emails. Emails themselves, you can already judge, I would say 24 to 48 hours after sending it. That's when you can judge like open rate, conversion rate, click rate. When it comes to sales pages, it really depends, bro. Are you running ads to that funnel or not? Are you doing regular promotions? I would say to kind of get a really good, clear picture, obviously 100 plus visitors on the website is like a KPI that is important, because then you can kind of have your first rate. But I would say a couple hundred at least. 1,000 is ideal. 1,000 tells you a lot about the statistics. Like if you get 1,000 visitors as traffic on your website or on your landing page or on your sales page, obviously that shows that they're, if you have a 5% conversion rate, if you send another 9,000 people on there, the 4% conversion rate most certainly won't suddenly, if you don't change anything on the funnel, won't suddenly jump to a 10% conversion rate. Whereas if you take a look at your funnel and it's only 50 visitors, and you had like a bunch of hot leads that bought, you can have a conversion rate of like what, 10, 20%. But if you get more traffic on it, the conversion rate usually lowers a bit. So I wouldn't judge based on days for sales pages. I would judge based on visitors. Same goes for Facebook ads. You don't judge Facebook ads based on the days you've been running it. You judge based on the money you've spent and the impressions your Facebook ad had. So it's different marketing channels that require different KPIs to kind of determine the significance, if that makes sense. Emails, it can be time, because obviously, it's just all about time. It's like from that point on, everyone has been notified. So let's see what the numbers are, right? Because there isn't such a thing where more people get sent, or the email gets sent to more people. It's been sent to one set amount of people, let's say 10,000 people on your list, and then you need to like kind of wait a period of time so that you have everyone be in a reasonable time frame to open it or not. So that's with emails. But as I said, sales pages, visitors, ads, it's, I would say, cost. Like we spent $10,000 on this ad. Yeah, that's a pretty significant number. Now you can judge your fucking, click-through rate, cost per lead, stuff like that. Or you could say 1,000 impressions, 1,000 to 10,000 impressions also is pretty good to just ads. Is this event being recorded as well, as I'm not able to join the launch to maximum number of people who have joined already? Oh shit. Yeah, next time I'm trying to make the channel bigger so that everyone can join. Christian also said that it's going to be limited to 25 people. It could be also a nice marketing angle next time. Fucking be like, yo, be quick, join the call quick. It's only 25 people on the call, but I'm trying to get more. I'm trying to get the number higher. That would be nice, so everyone can be on the call. But yeah, it's recorded. It's probably going to be uploaded to my YouTube as well, to be honest. Or I'm just selling that thing for like a $47 low ticket, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm kidding. Dude, that would be such a schmuck move.
Mufti Kali, can you unmute yourself and ask your question?
Hey, how you guys doing today?
Good,
Great.
man, good. What do you have
I
for us?
appreciate you guys doing this. I know you guys are busy, so thank you. But no, my question basically, I think you answered it. But I guess, what is the best way to like persuasively to build promo email sequence? Like, is there a framework? Like, do you guys go like pain first and agitation and then like solution and then objection handling? Like, is it like how do you guys go about it?
Mm-hmm.
Are you talking about the email specifically or like the sequence overall?
Like the sequence, but like each email, like do you guys have like each email for a specific thing, or is it just random, and then like you just kind of guide to the sale at the end? Like, is
So
first
for me, each email has a specific goal, which is to overcome a specific objection or to overcome a specific limiting belief that they have regarding the product that is going to be sold at the end of the sequence, or later on not at the end of the sequence, but later on in the sequence. So yeah, that's, and when it comes to like the specific email pain or pleasure or whatever, it probably depends on the product. I am almost only in like the pain niches. Like all of my emails are pain related. Like almost every single one. So it depends on like the nature of the product.
so okay, so all right, that makes sense. And so, like, do you guys like follow like the Eugene Short's gradualization process, where like for like emails, like for people who are maybe like not aware, or those who have seen like your promises, like the general market's promises, and kind of got sick of it. Do you, where would you guys start psychologically? Like, where
Yeah,
I know
that's
Eugene
like
Schwartz.
top of funnel stuff.
Okay, okay, I see.
That's especially on ads too. That's where it gets um, complex for me because I'm still trying to figure out exactly how to sell on cold ads using those awareness levels,
Okay, I
or
see.
keeping them in mind at least. But that's mostly on ads. Now you have other awareness levels, which is product aware, and then there's another one, number 5. I don't know what the last one is, but that product one, that one's the only one that I know of that's important within the emails. So if they are aware of the product, like they've clicked on the link, they've gone to the sales page, then you would tag them in the emails as product aware, and you would send them a different sequence because they've clicked on the link, they've viewed the sales page, they know now, right? But if you send those same emails to people that haven't clicked on the sales page yet, it wouldn't make sense. But then your context is off.
Yeah,
It would be really bad emails then. You
yeah,
would have a good open rate, but like almost zero click through because they don't. You market it to the wrong part of the list.
yeah. Okay, I see, man. And then can I ask one more question? If that's
Yeah.
cool with you guys.
Sure, bro.
Yeah.
This is specifically for writing the email. Is there a framework that you guys use? Like, I know there's ADA and like DIC, but when you want it to like hit the hardest or like get the most click through rates, is there a specific formula you guys use, or like a overall structure?
So no, for me, but I could be applying it like subconsciously to the emails. One thing I do know is that I try to make my emails interesting. So they are enjoyable to read. There's humor involved. It has to be brand voice humor, and it has to flow. It can't just jump from one idea to the next idea because then it hurts. It like hurts to read. You can like feel when you're reading it yourself. You can like feel there's no connection between sentences. So I make sure there's none of that, and it's just enjoyable to read. And if your emails are consistently enjoyable to read, then I think its subject lines become less important because then people are like, oh, this guy's from this guy, so I'm just going to read it. Like, I don't fucking care what his subject line is. It could be nothing. I'm going to read it because it comes from this brand.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
see.
absolutely. People talk about subject lines with when it comes to open rates, but that's probably not even half of the equation. There's under things that are like Yaku just said. One thing that I like to also look at when it comes to open rates is um, the source of where the leads are coming from. If you have a 10,000 email list and 10,000 people came from organic YouTube or Instagram or whatever content where they are already seeing your face on videos, hearing your voice on videos, getting value from you, dude, you're gonna have so much higher open rates than people who just opted in on an image ad where they probably don't even see your face, and that's just cold traffic. They haven't seen you before. So that's also something you got to be, you got to be aware of, because I'm having I'm having one of my clients that I'm working with. He has a big, I would say big, medium, big YouTube channel with 180,000 subscribers. And all of his email signups, we have a list of 9,000 subscribers right now, but we're growing it constantly. So it was like 6,000 just maybe a month ago. All of them are coming from his YouTube videos, and his YouTube, and then there's also context to the YouTube, to the brand itself, because his YouTube videos like are all about a project from him where he takes desert wasteland and makes a desert forest out of that. So that's kind of a good cause type of project. And people like that a lot. And so if they join the email list, they're super warmed up. They love the project. They're super behind the brand, super loyal fans. We get well over 50% open rates with him. Versus I get clients sometimes, fucking, it's hard to even get 30% open rates sometimes. And then I'm like, where the fuck are these, where are these leads at? I worked with one of the clients. He had his organic lead generation was blog articles. Now people are just reading your fucking articles, then they opt into your email list. They aren't as warmed up as someone who watches your YouTube videos, sees your face every week, is really invested in your project and the things that you do. So that is something that's super important, the brand itself, and the picture of the brand in the audience mind. But then also, if you write good emails, people will be like, shit, I want to see what he's writing. That's a good, he always writes good emails. Let me check it out, because like I get value from this. Like I get inspiration, I get motivation, I get information, I get whatever. Yeah, those are really important. But yeah, I think in general, what Yaku already said, to wrap up your entire question, a promo sequence or an upsell sequence or whatever you want to call them, usually always tries to shift beliefs, common beliefs that you, with your unique mechanism and your program or your offer, your product or service that you're selling, should, obviously go against and help people. And then you can lead with benefits, you can go against pain, you can use authority, you can use all of these angles and have one email for each of them and try to tackle the lead from many different perspectives.
All right, man. I appreciate you guys for answering my questions, man. Thank you.
Sure thing.
Really
bro.
helped.
Sure thing, bro.
Muhammad, can you unmute?
Yeah, so I'm gonna make this quick. You previously mentioned that once a subscriber clicks like the link of the sales page, then you just like segment them to a product aware segment or like a tag or something. Should you just like send an abandoned cart sequence afterwards, right? Or like what type of sequence you should send afterwards they click the sales page?
Okay. So, Kevin, I can take this one, right?
Sure, go ahead, bro.
So, what happens is they look at the email, they read the email, and then they click. Once they click, that takes them to the page. But on the back end, the email software, let's just use Go High Level as an example. Go High Level will tag them clicked. So they're product aware now. So now they're reading the sales page. Sometimes they spend 3 seconds on it and they leave. Sometimes they spend 3 minutes on it and they still don't buy, whatever the case. Now, and let's say they still don't buy. Then they're just product aware. They clicked, but they didn't buy. Okay, so that's what they're tagged now. But now let's say they click on the CTA on the page and they go to the checkout and they fill in the information, but they don't buy. Now they are untagged product aware and now tagged as abandoned checkout. So now they are being sent an abandoned cart sequence because they filled in all their information. They were so close to buying. They get sent an abandoned cart sequence after getting untagged as product aware and now tagged as to whatever you name the tag to the abandoned cart. Now let's say they do buy. Let's say they buy. then they get tagged as a buyer of whatever that product is. Now they get sent that first email, which is like, congratulations or whatever the fuck, and then they get access to this course, and those are the emails they get now. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool. And once they buy, it's pretty much like a confirmation, and then, hey, what's up? Like a congratulations email. What
Yeah.
happens? They're like product aware. What type of sequence do you send them? If they don't buy, it's just like an abandoned cart sequence. But what if they are product aware? What type of sequences do we send them afterwards?
So you have to think of context here. A person that is product aware, tagged as product aware, which means they just clicked on the link, but they're not tagged in the abandoned cart, they weren't ready enough to fill in the information to at checkout. So they're not quite ready enough, right? So you send them a different sequence. But if they filled in all their information and they were that close to buying, that's it doesn't require much effort. And for that, I think the first 2 emails, it's kind of just reminding them like, hey, you forgot this. Make sure you don't forget this. But
Yeah.
obviously that's super fucking irritating in my opinion. So I try to make it just a little bit kind of brand voice in there, kind of make it just a little bit better for them to receive it. Same with email 2. And then email 3 in the abandoned cart will be more like hanging on guarantees. And if you get this, you get a 30-day guarantee, you get your refund back, you have nothing to lose. Here are the benefits again, things of this nature. So that there's a difference between those two. One is very much ready to buy. They're like on the verge.
Yeah.
Maybe they're like, oh shit, but I have groceries to buy, and then that's a different type of email sequence you send to them. The other, they're not quite as warmed up. So you have to give them a little bit more information, maybe handle a couple more objections that you haven't handled yet in the sequence before they bought, something of this nature.
Yeah.
Okay. And all of this could be automated through a software like Zapier, correct?
Not Zapier. Zapier is linking between 2 softwares.
Yeah. If
Okay.
Zapier links 2 softwares.
there's softwares where you can have all in one place, where you have like, that's why I use Go High Level, and that's why I love to use it the most. It has your emails in one place, it has funnels in one place, it has your courses and info products in one place. You can even put your community in there in one place. You can have a website in there as well. You can even have an e-commerce store now. So the other client that I have, the one with the YouTube projects, we're having an e-commerce store in Go High Level for some of his products, which are doing quite well. So Go High Level is, in my opinion, the best, but you can use whatever you want. It's just important that it needs to be connected in some way. If you're using different softwares for different reasons, like for example, ClickFunnels for your funnels for your sales pages, and then something like ActiveCampaign or something like that for the emails, then you want to connect them somehow. So there's not only Zapier, there's like different softwares like that, but you can probably Google it or look up on YouTube, and you'll find tons of information. All right.
All right. I appreciate it.
Perfect, man. Let me see what's in the chat here. How does ESP know if they put the info in as it isn't the ESP email realm anymore? Yeah, again, if you use one software for everything, then it should know, right? But if you're not, then you want to connect it either with Zapier or some other tools like that. You guys use ClickFunnels templates or build it yourself? I just built my funnels myself, actually, but it's very simple in things like Go High Level or any type of software where you can build out funnels. It's usually drag and drop, which makes it super simple. And then you need a little bit of creativity maybe, but you can also get a lot of inspiration from other funnels. There's a bunch of chit chat in here. All right, bro. I would say we can. You figure out. You can come work for me. Yeah, dude. Always, dude. That's what I'm. See this, Ayan? Here's what I'm always preaching. Like, you don't only, like, as a copywriter, cool. It's cool if you can write good copy. If you know how to use Go High Level, if you have some knowledge about email marketing, even better, bro. That's so in demand. Like, knowing how to use Go High Level. Like you already get an advantage over copywriters who don't. So learn secondary skills, learn next to copywriting, learn funnel building, learn some email marketing, learn some sales, learn some maybe even social media marketing, maybe even I'm learning Facebook ads right now with Ty, like the checking the campaigns, um, the Facebook ad campaigns and stuff like that. So you want to learn as much as you can. The more you know, can do better. Yeah, the more you learn, the more you earn. That's the one.
Actually, real quickly, I'd like to talk about something there. I don't position or talk. I don't tell clients I'm a copywriter anymore
Yeah.
because I have so many skills that it actually limits the perceived value that they have when talking to me.
Yeah.
Great example. I have my current client right now. He was like, "Yeah, you're like copywriter." I'm like, "No, don't call me a copywriter. That's almost disrespectful."
Almost an
Because
insult.
it's almost an insult because of how much extra knowledge I have when it comes
Yeah.
to building a group coaching, product launches, softwares, ads, media buying. There's so much. And you gain all of this just through experience and reading and GPT. Fucking dude, GPT. Crazy GPT. But yeah, I'd be careful over time. Right now, you guys could potentially position yourselves as copywriters, but over time, with skills you get, don't say you're a copywriter. Say you'll help build their email list,
Growth
or you'll
consultant.
help
Someone said.
sell in their emails, or
Yeah.
growth consultant. I wouldn't put titles on you guys on yourself. I'd not that I wouldn't. I would say I'd think twice before putting a title on yourself, because now if you call yourself a growth consultant, well, now you aren't a media buyer, but you have media buying skills.
Info
You know what I
product
mean?
playboy is a good one. Yeah, I agree.
Yo, that's actually a pretty good name.
Yeah, but you also want to get taken seriously by, yeah, exactly, Upwork titles. You actually want to get taken seriously by clients and want to stay compliant. Just overall, I say like marketer or something like that, or sales funnel uh, expert or something. I don't know. You can get creative. Um, Actually, uh, we're already hitting the 4 p.m. mark. I gotta leave now. But it was awesome. It was awesome hosting this call with all of you guys. Thank you, Yaku and Tony, especially for helping out as well with some questions. And
Yeah, no problem, bro.
yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, these aren't calls where I can like review copy, but I can answer a lot of questions. Reviewing copy and going more in depth on your personalized coaching, that's more something that I do in ECM. Just shameless plug. It's in the programs. You can in the programs chat and on Discord. You can check it out. It's the group coaching program where we host 2 calls a week. Here comes the CTA. Dude, value of this entire call is going down now because I put a pitch in this shit. But yeah, you can check it out. We're doing 2 calls a week. And if you're watching this on YouTube, link in my bio, in my description. But yeah, man, as I said, it was a pleasure. And we're doing this next month again. Hope to see you guys there as well. Maybe even more of you. And yeah, with that being said, have a great rest of your weekend, boys and girls.